Good evening, students. Good evening, Kandeepan, Kanishka. Good evening. Good evening, students. George, good evening. Welcome to the class. Welcome to the class, Joel Samraj, Kanishka, and Kandeepan. Dhanalakshmi, good evening. Good evening. Hope you are all well and safe. It's been a long time actually. Yeah. So hope you guys are doing good. So last class we have seen till Indumati Srinivasan. Welcome to the class. So last class we have seen till projectile motion, okay, and we have finished the theory part. Today we'll see some of the questions. Good evening, Joel. Some of the questions regarding projectile motion, because yeah, good evening, students. So I have seen all the theory part in projectile motion, okay. So today we'll discuss some of the questions, okay. So as I said earlier, projectile motion is an important topic with respect to NEET and JEE. Okay, today we'll complete this projectile motion sums, okay, NEET sums and JEE sums, and also some NCERT questions, okay. NCERT questions will solve, okay. So let us get into sums, okay. So this is the first sum. It is an NCERT question. A cricketer can throw a ball to a maximum horizontal distance. Before going into the the problems, you'll know what are the formulas. What is range? Range is nothing but u squared sine 2 theta by g. Okay. What is maximum height? Maximum height. Maximum height is nothing but u squared sine squared theta by 2g. Okay, you all know this. Okay, we are just revising it from the last class. Okay, so here they're saying a cricketer can throw a ball to a maximum horizontal distance of 100 meter. How much high above the ground can the cricketer throw the same ball? So the cricketer can throw a ball to a maximum horizontal distance. What do you mean the maximum horizontal distance is nothing but range? Okay, maximum horizontal distance is nothing but range. Okay, so a cricketer can throw a ball, okay, like this, to a distance of 100 meters. Okay, and what they're asking, how much high above the ground from here, the cricketer here, how much high above the ground, okay, can the cricketer throw the same ball, they're asking. Okay, so what they are given is, they are given the range. They are given the range. Horizontal, maximum horizontal distance is nothing but the range. Krishna Swami, welcome to the class. Okay, and as you know, what is range? Range is equal to u squared sine 2 theta by g. Okay, u squared sine 2 theta by g. When will the range be maximum? When will the range be maximum? In order to range, when range is maximum, what is the angle? Comment your answer. What will be the angle of projection? What will be the angle of projection? So when range from the point of projection, okay, this thing, okay, this is called as range. Okay, this is the point of projection. So when will the range be maximum? What will be the angle of projection? You understand? So when range is maximum, when we say it has a maximum range, in previous classes we have seen, I guess. Okay, I don't think it is there. So to attain maximum range, what should be the angle of projection? We all know, right? See, when a body is projected, okay, this is a point of projection, projected, okay, and it attains a maximum horizontal range. Yeah, Kanishka, you are right. Okay, 45 degrees. So it attains maximum horizontal distance or range. Ganesan, good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the class. So it attains maximum horizontal distance, we can say, or we can say as range. Okay. So it attains maximum horizontal distance or range. So in order to attain the maximum range, you need to have a angle of projection as 45 degree. Okay, angle of projection should be 45 degree. So they are saying the cricketer throws a ball. Okay, the cricketer throws a ball, it attains maximum horizontal distance. It attains a maximum horizontal range of 100 meters. So its theta will be the angle of projection. The angle of projection will be equal to 45 degree. Okay, so substitute the value here. So you already know what is range. Okay, range they have given. Okay, range it has been already given as 100 meters. So substitute that here. Here range is equal to 100 is equal to u squared into sine 2, theta is 45 degree, 2 into 45 degree. Padma Krishnan, welcome to the class. Okay, by g. Okay, 2 into 45 degree, this is nothing but the angle of projection. So it becomes, I'm writing here, 100 is equal to, yeah, 100 is equal to u squared sine 2 into 45 degree becomes 90 degree divided by g. So sine 90 degree is, the value is 1. So 100 is equal to u squared by g. Okay, range is equal to 100 is nothing but, or we can say range is equal to 100 is equal to u squared by g. Clear till now? You guys clear till now? Joel Samraj, Dhanalakshmi, Krishnaswamy, Kanishka, Ganesan, George, you are clear till now? We are getting this. So this is the relation we are getting, that is 100 is equal to u squared by g, because sine 90 degree is 1. Okay, yeah. So the second thing we have to, okay, thank you. So the second thing they have to, thank you Kandeepan, how much high above the ground can the cricketer throw the same ball, they are asking. Okay, yeah, how much high above the ground. Yeah, how much high above the ground means from the point of projection. Okay, this is the point of projection. Okay, how much high above the ground the cricketer can throw the same ball, they are asking. Okay, so apply that motion under gravity formula. Motion under gravity formula. So for the objects thrown upwards, what we'll do, v squared is equal to u squared minus what, 2gh, right? 2gh. Okay, 2gh. So here at v becomes 0 at the top. Okay, v becomes 0, so substitute that. 0 is equal to u squared minus 2gh. Take this u this side, so minus u squared is equal to minus 2gh. It becomes u squared by 2g is equal to h. Yeah, very good Ganesan. H is equal to, so you can derive this as like h is equal to u squared by 2g. Okay, so the height, how much high above the ground can the cricketer throw the ball? So they are asking maximum height. So h max, maximum height, is equal to u squared by 2g. We have the relation h is equal to u squared by 2g. Now you can write this equation like this: h max, that is maximum height above the ground, you can write like this, that is 1 by 2 into u squared by g. We can write like this. Okay, h max can be written, this can be written like this: h max is equal to half into u squared by g. You know what is u squared by g? What is u squared by g? Is equal to 100 meters. Okay, substitute that value here. So h max is equal to half into 100. So this becomes h max is equal to 50 meters. So the how much high above the ground can the cricketer throw the same ball? The cricketer can throw the same ball at 50 meters high. Okay, the cricketer can throw the same ball at 50 meters high. Clear till now, guys? Clear till now? So clear till now? So the maximum height the cricketer can throw is 50 meters. You're clear, students? You're clear? Yeah. So we'll move to the next sum. Okay, so we'll move to the next sum. Yeah, a bullet fired at an angle 30 degree with the horizontal hits the ground 3 kilometer away. By adjusting its angle of projection, can one hope to hit a target 5 kilometer away? Assume the muzzle speed to the fixed. Okay, so here they said the speed of the bullet is fixed. Okay, neglect air resistance. Okay, so what happens here? Bullet is fired at an angle 30 degree to the horizontal, like this, 30 degree to the horizontal. Okay, and it hits 300, like this, 3 kilometer away. Okay, 3 kilometer away. This is 3 kilometers, nothing but, as you all know, range. Okay, 3 kilometers, nothing but the range. Okay, and what they are asking, so by adjusting its angle of projection, can one hope to hit a target 5 kilometer away? Okay, so if you arrange, like if you adjust this is 30 degree now, maybe you can adjust it to 45 degree or something like that. If you do, okay, if you do, can you hit that 5 kilometer away? Because this is 3 kilometer, can you reach 5 kilometers? They are asking. Okay, this is the question they are asking. Okay, so as you know, what all you know, that you can, you know, the angle of projection theta is equal to 30 degree and range is equal to 3 kilometer. Okay, so as we had I'll write here, theta is equal to 30 degree and range is equal to 3 kilometer. Okay, as you know, to attain maximum range, they are asking if you adjust the angle of projection, can you can the range reach 5 kilometer? They are asking. Now range is 3 kilometer, can it be range is equal to 5 kilometer? Can it happen? They are asking if you adjust this angle of projection. Okay, so to attain maximum range, okay, theta should be equal to 45 degree, you all know. Okay, so assume like range is equal to u squared sine 2 theta divided by g. Okay, so assume it is being projected at 45 degrees. Okay, so substitute that u squared into sine 2 into 45 degrees divided by g. So it becomes u squared into sine 90 degree by G is equal to range. Okay, so it becomes, range becomes U squared by G. When theta is equal to 45 degree, range becomes U squared by G is equal to, yeah. Thank you, Ganesan. I hope you've already done this problem. Thank you. I'll explain this. Okay, so thank you. That's correct actually. Okay, so range is equal to U squared by G. Okay, now now find out this range, that is range is equal to, for this thing, range is equal to U squared sine 2 theta divided by G. So range is 3 kilometers is equal to U squared, you don't have to know. Okay, U squared into sine 2 into 30 degree. Okay, 30 degree divided by G. So it becomes U squared sine 60 degree divided by G is equal to 3. Okay, now what you can do, sine 60 degree is equal to, actually sine 60 degree is, sine 60 degree is root 3 by 2. Vishnu, welcome. Sri Vishnu, welcome to the class. Okay, sine 60 degree is root 3 by 2. Substitute that. So U squared sine, sorry, U squared root 3 by, sorry, by G. Okay, this G is here. U root 3 by 2 is equal to 3. So take this to the either side. Okay, take this to the either side, that is I'll write here. So I can write here. Okay, take that to the either side, this one, this 2 this side, and this root 3 to the division side. Okay, so it becomes 6 by root 3, right? 6 by root 3 is equal to U squared by G. Okay, so you can do one thing, that is multiply with root 3 here, root 3 into root 3 in numerator and denominator. If you do, what happens, sorry, U squared by G, what happens? So 6 root 3 divided by 3, root 3 at 3 becomes 3 is equal to U squared by G. Okay, so it becomes 2 root 3 is equal to U squared by G. Okay, so U squared by G is nothing but range. Okay, range when theta is equal to 30 degree. Here we have found out the range. Okay, when theta is equal to 45 degree. So equate these two things. Okay, so when you equate these two things, you get this value, that is range is equal to 2 root 3. You understand? Range becomes 2 into root 3. When theta is equal to 45 degree, range is equal to, we have found out here, U squared by G. Okay, U squared by G, which is U squared by G is equal to 2 root 3. Okay, so what happens? So root 3 value, no, right? 1.732. So likewise you can calculate. Okay, 2 into 1.732, 1.732. So what happens? What is the value? It will come as it will come closely to 3.8. Okay, so when theta is equal to 45 degree, okay, range will be equal to 3.8. It cannot reach this 5 kilometer. Okay, you understand? So you understand? Amit, welcome to the class. So I guess you understand this till now. Okay, so you understand till now, students? So how we are doing this, you understand? Yeah, therefore the bullet will not hit the target. Yeah, very good. So it cannot reach 5 kilometer away. Okay, the bullet cannot reach 5 kilometer away. Very good. Yeah, Okay, thank you students. So there is still one book sum is left. Okay, we'll just see that. Okay, so everybody has understood. Okay, okay, this is 4.32. Show that for a projectile the angle between the velocity and the x-axis as a function of time is given by like this. Okay, see, show that for a projectile the angle between the velocity, this is velocity means, okay, the angle between the velocity and x-axis is given as a function of time. The angle is given as theta is given as a function of time. Okay, we have to prove that theta as a function of time is equal to this value. You have to prove. Okay, so we'll just see one by one. So you can take like this, assume that you know this is velocity v naught. Okay, velocity v naught. I'll just grab this one. This velocity v naught, the velocity with which it has been projected, it is v naught. Okay, and the projectile is like this. Okay, okay, the projectile is like this. This is the high, this is a point. Okay, this is a point, sorry, okay, this is the velocity v naught. Okay, and this is the projectile, and this is a point in the path of the projectile p. Okay, this is a point at the path of the projectile p. So let find out the components of velocity. Okay, so the components of velocity, that is, let's say this is v naught y, and the horizontal component is v naught x. Okay, so v naught x is the horizontal component of velocity, that is v naught, and v naught y is the the vertical component of velocity. Okay, as you know, v naught y is equal to v naught sine theta, right? And v naught x is equal to v naught cos theta. Okay, so as I said, this is the point in the path of the projectile. Okay, and vx, like this one here, this is a point in the path of the projectile. So for this point, if you calculate the velocity at this point, okay, at this point, if you calculate the velocity at the point E, so its horizontal and vertical components can be given as vx and vy. Okay, vx and vy, understand? So from equations of motion, you can substitute this value, that is v is equal to u minus gt. You can substitute this value for here. This is the final point, you have to treat it as final point. Okay, and this is the initial velocity. Okay, so this is the initial velocity you have to take from this point to this point. This is the final velocity. Okay, final velocity you have to treat like this. So when you calculate the the equation of motion, that is v is equal to u minus gt, because it is being projected, okay, in gravity. It is being projected in gravity, so you have to apply this minus g. Okay, the acceleration due to gravity is minus, so this v is nothing but vy. Okay, this v is nothing but vy, this v. Okay, the the vertical component of velocity at point P. The vertical component see, if you don't understand, please stop me. I'll just explain it once again. Dannappa Talavar, welcome to the class. Vertical component of velocity at point P. Okay, so, and what is the initial velocity component? The initial velocity component is this one. At origin, at the point of projection, the y component of the velocity. Okay, so in the place of u, you have to write this v naught y minus gt. You understand? The velocity here, the velocity component, the vertical velocity component at point P. Okay, at point P is equal to v naught y, that is the vertical velocity component at the point of projection, minus gt. Okay, similarly for the velocity component, for the horizontal component, you have applied this. See, we are concerned about this. Okay, for this point we are calculating, so that is the final velocity will be vx, horizontal component of the velocity at point P, is equal to v naught x. Okay, v naught x is the horizontal component at the point of projection from this point. Okay, so that is v naught x minus gt. So what happens, this acceleration due to gravity is equal to 0, as we all learnt. See, while projecting, okay, there will be a difference in g, that is acceleration due to gravity, but in horizontally there will be no distance, there will be no change in acceleration. You all know this, no change in acceleration. Okay, but in in vertical component, okay, this vertical component vy will get changed, but this vx will not get changed because there is no change in acceleration. But here, due to gravity, there is change in acceleration due to gravity, g. Okay, so this becomes 0. So vx, that is the horizontal component, vx is equal to v naught x. Okay, so you have derived these 2 points. Okay, you have derived these 2 points. Okay, so you understand till now what we are doing till now. So we have found out vy is equal to v naught y minus gt, and vx is equal to v naught x. Okay, just understand this diagram, you will know. So first, it is projected with the velocity v naught. Okay, and similarly for the components v naught x and v naught y, and p is the point of, p is the point in the path of the projectile. Okay, so from here we are finding out the components of velocity at this point, velocity at this point. Okay, that is vy and vx. Now you are going to find out the angle it makes, theta. Okay, now we are going to find out the angle it makes. You know, right, like in component of vectors, what we will do, tan theta is equal to, what we will do, vy by vx. You remember, in component of vectors, vy by vx. Here vy is nothing but, substitute this value, v naught y minus gt by v naught x. Okay, is equal to tan theta. Okay, and tan theta is equal to tan inverse of v naught y minus gt divided by v naught x. Hence it is proved. Okay, clear till now? So clear till now, students? If you have any doubts, please let me know. I'll just explain it once again. The question is, theta is a function of time. Okay, see what they're asking, show that the projectile, that the angle between the velocity and the x-axis as a function of time. Okay, see, this is the point P. Okay, to reach the point P, the time taken for the projectile, okay, projectile to reach point P, the time taken for the projectile to reach point P is nothing but t. So this becomes a a function of time, you understand? So theta t is equal to, like they said, this becomes a function of time because it takes some time to reach the point P. Okay, so here the theta is represented as a function of time. Theta t is equal to tan inverse of v naught y minus gt by v naught x. Okay, you understand till now? Okay, so everybody is clear actually, I guess. What about others? Dhanappa, Padma Krishnan, George, Kandipan. If you guys are clear, it's okay, or else you just give a comment. Okay, we'll move to the next one. What they're asking, show that the projection angle theta naught for the projectile launched from the origin is given by. They're asking here, projection launched from the origin. Okay, this one, this theta naught they are asking is equal to tan inverse of 4 by r. You have to prove that theta naught is equal to this relation. Here they are asked as a theta t. Okay, theta t is nothing but, see, it is not from origin, it is like here, this is origin, this is a point in origin, and they are asking this theta t is equal to this value. You have to prove here because there is a time taken to reach the point P. Okay, here what they are asking, this value is equal to tan inverse of 4 by r. Okay, hope you understand the question. Okay, thank you students. Okay, so what we can do is okay, so they're asking the projection from this origin is equal to, that's the angle of projection from the origin is equal to tan inverse of 4 by r. Okay, so what we can do is, see, this is nothing but maximum height, right? Maximum height. Okay, and this is nothing but maximum height, h max. Okay, and this one, this is nothing but range. Okay, maximum height, this is, as you know, this is nothing but h max, maximum height, and this is nothing but range. Okay, so what we can do is, how we'll construct a vector, you know, right? How we'll construct a vector? Like, we have a range and we have a maximum height. Okay, so construct a right angle triangle from these things. Okay, so it is projected with the angle theta naught. This is h max. Okay, h max, and this is range. So what is range? Range is equal to u squared sine 2 theta by g. Similarly, what is maximum height? That is h max is equal to u squared sine squared theta by 2g. Okay, now what we'll do in order to find out the angle, we have seen in vectors, what we'll do in component of vectors, what we'll do, we apply the angle tan theta. No, tan theta is equal to opposite by h max, by opposite by that adjacent is range. Okay, range is nothing but, yeah, range, which is equal to, substitute these values, u squared sine squared theta divided by 2g divided by divided by u squared sine 2 theta divided by g. Okay, so what happens, these common things will be cut off. Okay, and sine squared theta by 2g into g by sine 2 theta. This g and this g will get cancelled. Okay, I'll continue here. So what happens, sine squared theta divided by 2 into sine 2 theta. 2 into sine 2 theta is equal to that is tan theta is equal to h max by range. Okay, 2 sine theta, you know, sorry, sine 2 theta, you know, that is sine squared theta divided by 2 into 2 sine theta cos theta. So this sine theta and this sine theta will get cancelled. So what happens, sine theta by cos theta, so, okay, okay, into 4 cos theta, this one, 2 into 2 is equal to 4, is equal to h max by range. Okay, so it can be written as 1 by 4 into, this becomes tan theta. Tan theta is equal to h max by range. Okay, so take this for this side. Okay, take this for that side. So what happens, 4 into h max divided by range is equal to tan theta. So this thing, theta is equal to tan inverse of 4 into h max divided by range. So hence it is proved. Okay, so clear till now? So these are some of your book back problems with related to projectile motion. Okay, so these are some of the problems. Okay, so you're clear with this, how we have proved that theta naught is equal to tan inverse of 4 into h max by, that is maximum height by range. You're clear till now? Okay, thank you students. So you're clear till now, so we'll move to the next one. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay, if you have any doubts, please let me know. I think you're clear with projectile motion. We'll start a quiz now. Okay, we'll start a quiz now. Okay, for some of the NEET and JEE questions, because you seem to understand all the things, so you don't have any doubts till now. So we'll start some quiz. Okay, okay. So the first sum, your time starts now. 1 minute is your time. The horizontal range and maximum height of the projectile are equal. The angle of projectiles is. Comment your answers. Okay, comment your answers. So last 30 seconds, and just comment your answers. Comment your answers. The horizontal range and the maximum height of a projectile are equal. The angle of projection of the projectiles are. Comment your answers. This was asked in NEET. Now it is NEET actually. That time it is AIPMT. AIPMT. B. Ganesan. Okay. What about the others? What about the others? B. Okay. D. Dhanalakshmi says D. So it is, the correct option is B. B is the correct option. Let's see how it is. Okay. See, the horizontal range and maximum height is, that is, range is equal to h max, maximum height. Range is nothing but u squared sine 2 theta divided by g. H max is u squared sine squared theta by 2g. Okay. So now equating the common terms. Okay. What happens? Sine squared sine 2 theta divided by g is equal to, this g can be written, no, this g also can be taken out. Okay, so sine 2 theta is equal to sine squared theta, okay, by 2. Sine 2 theta, as you know, 2 sine theta cos theta is equal to sine squared theta by 2. Okay, so if you take this one here, it becomes 4 sine theta cos theta is equal to sine squared theta. Take this one to the other side. Okay, so 4 is equal to sine squared theta divided by sine theta cos theta. So this sign and this sign get cancelled. So tan theta, it becomes tan theta, no, this get cancelled. 4 is equal to sine theta by cos theta. So 4 is equal to tan theta, so which gives theta is equal to tan inverse of 4. Okay, so B is the right answer. Okay, so you understand? Yeah, D. George said D, but the correct answer is B. Okay, B is equal to theta or inverse theta inverse of 4. Okay, yeah, yeah. So B is equal to, theta is equal to 75, sorry, that is tan inverse of 4. Okay, so we'll move to the next sum. The missile fired from for maximum range with an initial velocity u. Okay, g is equal to 10 meter per second squared. The range of the missiles are, time starts now. Okay, what is the answer? Comment your answers. Dhanalakshmi, Kanishka, Batma Krishnan, George, comment your answers. You can do this. They are saying it is fired with the maximum range. So you know what is theta. Padma Krishnan, thank you. What about the others? Ganesan, Indumadi Srinivasan, very good. Okay, so theta is equal to 45 degree, g is equal to 10, and u is equal to 20 meter per second. So substitute that, u squared sine 2 theta divided by g. This becomes 1, right? Because 2 into 45 becomes 90 degree. So r is equal to, u squared is 20 squared divided by 10. Okay, 20 squared is 400 divided by 10 is equal to 40 meters. A is the right answer. So everybody has said the correct answer. Very good. Okay, so we'll move to the next one. Okay, just read this question. Okay, it is asked in 2014. Okay, I'll explain to you. Okay, and just try for yourself. Okay, I'll explain this to you and comment your answers. A projectile is fired from a surface of the earth, okay, with a velocity of 5 meter per second and an angle theta with the horizontal. Another projectile fired from the another planet with 3, let's say this is earth's projectile, okay, projectile from the surface of the earth, okay, it is at 5 meter per second. It makes an angle theta with the horizontal. Another projectile, okay, from another planet, this is earth, okay, and another projectile is fired at 3 meter per second initial velocity, okay, and just I cannot see your comments, just a moment. Time up. So what are your answers? Okay, at the same angle, they say this is also the same angle from another planet. They are saying they follow the same trajectory. What is the trajectory? The path of the projectile is same for these two, for the earth and the planet, it is same. The value of acceleration due to gravity on the planet, the acceleration due to gravity of the planet, okay, is given as g is equal to 9.8 meter per second squared. No, sorry, they are asking what is the acceleration due to gravity on this planet, okay, g, but the earth, we know acceleration due to gravity is g is equal to 9.8 meter per second squared. They are asking this, the acceleration due to gravity on this planet. You understand the question? No, I'll explain it. See, two projectiles are being fired. One is from the earth and another is another planet, okay. From the earth, it is at the initial velocity 5 meter per second. You know what is the acceleration due to gravity? G is equal to 9.8 meter per second squared. And here the projectile is being projected at 3 meter per second, okay. It also has the same angle of projection, okay, and the same path, that is the path of the projectile, the trajectory is equal. Now they are asking what is the acceleration due to gravity in this planet, they are asking, okay. So we look into the sum, okay. How to do it, we'll just look into it. So as they said, what they are saying, the projectile is equal, okay, the projectile is equal. So the two projectiles are equal to each other, okay, like this. I'll write here. See, the two projectiles are equal. The planet's projectile and the earth projectile are equal, and the angle is equal, okay. Kannappa Rajendran, welcome to the class. The angle is equal. So when these two angles are equal, okay, we can assume that the projectiles are equal to each other. We can assume like that, okay. The projectiles are equal to each other, that is range of the projectile from earth is equal to range of projectile from planet. You can assume like this, okay. So what is the range of projectile? That is, you know, that is same thing, u squared sine 2 theta divided by g is equal to u squared sine 2 u squared sine 2 theta divided by g. Here the g value is known, which is nothing but 9.8, because we are dealing with earth. G is nothing but 9.8 meter per second squared, okay. So what happens, these common factors can be u squared and u squared, you know, u squared sine 2 theta. This 2 theta can be cancelled, because theta is equal to this angle of projection of earth is equal to the angle of projection of the planet, okay. This theta is equal to this theta, okay. So what we can write is u squared by g e acceleration due to gravity on Earth by u squared by g. Okay, now you want this. Okay, so substitute like this. Okay, like you want this, no? Take to the other side. See, like this one. Take here to the here. That is g by, that is acceleration due to gravity of planet by gravity of Earth is equal to u squared of planet by u squared, sorry, u squared of uh, Earth is 3, yeah, Earth is 5 centimeter. Okay, yeah, u squared of planet by u squared of Earth. Okay, so substitute the values here. That is nothing but u squared of planet is, that is the initial velocity of planet is 3 meter per second, so is equal to 3 squared divided by this one, u squared of Earth is 5 meter per second, so substitute that here. Okay, 5 meter per second. Okay, is equal to gravity of planet, gravity of Earth. Okay, you know the gravity of Earth, which is nothing but 9.8. Take this to the other side like this. Take this to the other side. So 3 squared by 5 squared into 9.8 equal to g of p, that is the acceleration due to gravity, acceleration due to gravity of planet. So you understand till here, you should understand the sum. What you are finding out, gravity of planet is equal to 3 squared by 5 squared into 9.8. 9.8 is nothing but the gravity of Earth. Okay, so do the calculation, you'll get the answer. Do the calculation, you'll get the answer. That is 3 squared by 5 squared into 9.8 is equal to the value of acceleration due to gravity on the planet. Clear? Very good, Ganesan, Indumadi, very good. 3.5 is the right answer. Okay, 3.5 is the right answer. What they have given, the angle of projection is equal. Okay, so they are saying that the path of the projectile, what is the path of the projectile of the two projectiles are equal. From the Earth it is equal, the path of the projectile is equal, and from the planet the path of the projectile is equal to each other. So when this path of projectile is equal to this path of projectile, then the range should be equal. Range of Earth should be equal to range of planet. Okay, so we are substituting the range and you are finding out the acceleration of the planet. Yeah, very good, George. 3.5 is the correct answer. So you're clear with this? Yeah, so we'll see the next sum. The velocity of projectile at initial point, this is the initial point. Okay, this is a velocity initial point is equal to 2i vector plus 3j vector. Its velocity at point B, this is a point B. What is the velocity they are asking? They are given 4 options. You can quickly answer actually. Comment your answers. You can quickly answer. The timer is up. It's running. You can quickly answer. Just options is enough. B. Thank you, Ganesan. What about the others? C. Indumadi, thank you. Last 20 seconds. Comment your answers. What about the others? George says A. Dhanlakshmi B. Okay, time is going to be up, time up, time up. Okay, so very good. So I think yeah, 5 people have answered. Okay, 5 people including Kanishka and Ganesan and Dhanalakshmi. Very good. B is the correct answer. Batma Krishnan, very good, very good. B is the correct answer. See, if you can see here, here the velocity is like this. At point B, the velocity will be like this direction. Okay. So when you in component form, we have already seen, to find components, what will happen? This will be X. This will be Y. And the component here will be in the positive side, 2y vector. And the component here will be in the negative side, minus 3j vector. So it is 2y vector minus 3j vector. You understand? The velocity will be in this direction. Okay. So what happens? The y component will be negative. Understand? Joel Samraj, very good. Padma Krishnan, Joel Samraj, Dhanalakshmi and Ganesan, very good. So you understand who are all George, Kanishka, you understand how you are getting B? You understand how you are getting B? Yeah. So the y component becomes negative. Okay. Yeah. Indumari Srinivasan, thank you. Okay. A projectile is fired at an angle 45 degrees with the horizontal. Okay. Like this. 45 degrees with the horizontal. Elevation angle of 45 degrees with the horizontal. Elevation angle at the projectile at the highest point. Highest point they're asking. Elevation angle of the, yeah, thank you George. Elevation angle of the projectile at the highest point as seen from here to here. Highest point of the projectile. What is the elevation angle they're asking? Okay. So comment your answers. I have given you the idea. Just comment the answers. Sorry, I'm just not giving a very good big picture. 45 degrees. Elevation angle at the point of the highest point. Like this. Let's say this is the highest point. So what is the elevation angle as seen from here? They're asking this. From here to here, they're asking the elevation angle. B. Ganesan has said B. What about the others? B question mark. Indumari is B question mark. Kanishka says it's B. Very good. George says B. What about the others? Time is going to up. B. Okay. So everybody is saying B. So yes. B is the right answer. Joel Samraj, Padma Krishnan, George, Kanishka. So you understand this now? Indumari, it's B actually. Okay. Theta is equal to tan inverse of half 1/2. See, the projectile is being projected at 45 degree at the highest point. What is the angle of elevation at the highest point they're asking? That is this. This is the highest point. Let's say the projectile is like this. This is the highest point. They're asking what is the angle, this one. Okay. Understand? See, projectile is projected with the initial projection, that is 45 degree. Okay. 45 degree. And let's say this is the highest point. They're asking, this is the highest point, means what is the angle this angle of elevation they are asking. Okay, no problem, Indumati, no problem. The angle of elevation they are asking. Okay, so what you should do, understood, very good. So what you should do, the angle of elevation means you have to find out, take to this into account, like this one. See, the angle of elevation from the highest point to the midpoint, this is the highest point, it dissects the range. Okay, so this is range. Okay, you have to dissect the range, that is r by 2. This becomes r by 2. This is h max. Okay, this is h max. Now you find out the theta, that's all. Okay, so what you will do, find out what is, h max is equal to, this is a right angle triangle, so you have to, this should be equal to this, that is r by 2 should be equal to h max. Okay, so h max you can find out, or range you can find out. Range is equal to u squared. This is a right angle triangle, so it is first you find out h max. Okay, h max is equal to u squared sine squared alpha by 2g. Okay, here it is 45 degree, this angle is 45 degree. Okay, so that is u squared into sine squared 45 degree. Okay, by 2g, by 2g. Okay, so what happens, this becomes 4, sine squared 45 degree is what, 1 by 2. Okay, so that is u squared by 4g is equal to h max, sine squared 45 degree. Okay, so that becomes 1 by 2, that is u squared by 4g, that is h max. So what we have found out here, this range, this should be equal to this right angle triangle, no? So that is r by 2 is equal to u squared by 4g. R by 2 is equal to u squared by 4g. Okay, so what happens, r is equal to 2, take this one here, 2u squared by 4g becomes 2. So r is equal to, range is equal to u squared by 2g. Okay, u squared by 2g. Okay, sorry, just a moment. So h is equal to u squared by 4g. Okay, now you have to find out what is r. R, that is here, the range, it is 45 degree. When it is 45 degree, r is equal to u squared by g. You can straight away write like this, because sine 2 theta, theta is sine 2 45 degree, it becomes 1. So r is equal to u squared by g. Okay, so r by 2 is equal to u squared by 2g. Okay, r by 2 is u squared by 2g, like this. So in last sum what we have done, sorry, here, so this is r by 2, this is h, h h is u squared by 4g, r by 2 is, here you have found out now, u squared by 2g, u squared by 2g. Now you want to find out this angle. So what is the angle of the right angle triangle? Tan alpha is equal to this one, u squared by 4g divided by u squared by 2g. This u squared and u squared will get cancelled. Okay, and this will go up. Okay, when this goes up, it becomes 2g by 4g, g get cancelled, tan alpha is equal to 1 by 2, 1 by 2, alpha is equal to tan inverse of 1 by 2. Okay, so very good, so you have given the correct answers. Okay, so we'll move to the next one. Yeah, this is an important sum actually. Just think, angle of projection of a projectile, there is a projectile, theta is equal to 45 degree minus theta, and there is another projectile. Okay, here the theta is like this. Another projectile, this theta is equal to, this is 45 degree minus theta, this is 45 degree plus theta. What are the ratio, what is the ranges, horizontal ranges describe the projectile or in the ratio? So the ranges, this range and this range, how will you describe that in ratio format? Okay, you just comment your answers. This is a new concept. Okay, with this we can just close it up, because the following sums are very easy. Just comment your answers. Anything you can comment, no problem. Even if it is wrong, no problem, just comment. I'll just explain it to you. These are the sums that you can solve within, by seeing the question you can solve within 5 seconds. D sir, Ganesan asking whether it is D sir. Okay, what about the others? Okay, Ganesan has made a guess. What about the others? D sir. Okay, George has said D, and Ganesan has asked whether it is D. Kanishka is saying whether it is A. Okay, so thank you for your answers. And D is the correct answer. George, very good. And Ganesan, it's D. See, the angle of projection of a projectile, see, there are two projections. Okay, one is at 45 degree minus theta, another one is 45 degree plus theta. D, yes, not Dhanalakshmi, it is not B. Kandeepan, Badmakrishan, Dumadi, it is D. Very good. See, just see, you have to, this is just a property. Okay, you have to take this down. Actually, it should be noted. So when two angles are there, see, when two angles are there, let's see, this is one angle, this is 45 degree, sorry, 45 degree minus theta. Another projection is there, that is 45 degree plus theta. You will come across, you'd have studied in your lower classes, complementary angles. Complementary angles. Complementary angles is like when two angles are added. When two angles are added, the sum should be equal to 90 degree. Okay, complementary angles are nothing but when two angles are added, the sum should be equal to 90 degree. That is, see, there is two angles here, that is 45 degree minus theta, and another angle is there, so addition of these two angles, 45 degree plus theta, yeah, is equal to 90 degree. This theta and this theta, 45 is 90 degree. So when the addition of two angles is equal to 90 degree, it is called as complementary angles. Okay, and when two projectiles, when two angle of projections is there, okay, theta and theta, when this, the two projectiles, when the two projectiles, let's say this is theta 1 and theta 2, okay, two projectiles are complementary to each other, okay, complementary to each other, the ranges will be equal. Range of theta 1 will be equal to range of theta 2. Let's say this is 45 degree and this is 45 degree. Then these two angles are complement to each other. When they are added, it gives to 90 degree. So when that happens, the range of this projectile will be equal to the range of this projectile. Range of theta 1 will be equal to range of theta 2. That's what happens here. So the projectile 45 degree minus theta, this range will be equal to this range. So it is 1:1. Clear? Clear with this? Students, are you clear? Yeah. Okay. So we'll look at the other sum. You can answer within just Like I said, 5 seconds it's enough to answer these type of questions. So there are just 4 sums, you can just answer. Comment your answers. Which one of the following is true? Comment your answers. Yeah, clear. Very good. Thank you, Kanishka, Padma Krishnan, George. Sir, is the no, there is no third angle actually. Third angle could be there. It can also be possible. Okay, when there are 3 projectiles. Okay. But for example, there are 3 angles. Let's say 30 degree, 30 degree, 30 degree means it amounts to 90 degree. So it is called as complementary angles. Okay. So what is the answer here? A, B, C or D? C, sir? George, you are asking whether it is C. See, what I have taught now. See, there are 2 projectiles fired from the same point. The angle of projection is this. See, one is projected at, let's say one is projected at, see George, one is projected at, this is projected at 30 degree, another is projected at 60 degree at the same point. Okay, so what happens? They are 60 plus 30 degree is equal to 90 degree. They are complementary angles. They are complementary angles. Okay, so when they are complementary angles, this projection range will be equal to this projection range. Okay, so the projectile projected at 60 degree will be equal to the range of the projectile R1 projected at 60 degree will be equal to range of the projectile projected at 30 degree. George, you're clear? So what happens? This range will be equal to this range. So their range will be same. George, are you clear? See, if it is any confusing, just let me know. I'll explain it once again. See, it is clear for everybody. George, what about you? Yes, sir. No, it cannot be A. See, their range will be same. See what I said. I said the yeah. George, you're clear, no? The complementary angles. See, one is at 60 degree and another is at 30 degree. So 60 plus 30 is 90 degree. So they are complement to each other. So when 2 projectiles are complement to, just write it down. When 2 projectiles are at complement to each other or at complements to each other, just write it down. Okay, then their corresponding ranges will be equal. Their corresponding ranges will be equal. Okay, George, thank you. Just write this down. Okay, 2 projectiles are at complements to each other, then their corresponding ranges will be equal to this one, that is R1 is equal to R2, this one. Okay, what about this one? Comment your answers. What about this one? After there is only one question, we'll stop with this. Okay, what about this one? This question, what is the answer? See, in some of the books, no, in some of the NEET and JEE books, they will solve this with the problem. Okay, they will solve this with the problem and they will derive the answer. Okay, but I'm just telling you, you don't have to derive the answer. You can just remember the property, the complementary angle property, and you can do this. B, very good. B is the right answer. the same mass m is thrown. Yeah, very good. B is the right answer. Okay, because one body is thrown at the angle 30°, another body is thrown at the angle 60° to the horizontal. So the ratio of the horizontal range will be r1 will be equal to r2. Okay, so this is 60°, this is 30°. So this range will be equal to this range because it is equal to 90°, because they are complement to each other. Very good, Kanishka, Kantipan. So you get this, no? This is a final sum. This is a final sum. With this, your NEET, JEE and NCERT portions with respect to projectile motion is finished. Okay. Comment your answers. The maximum range of a gun of a horizontal terrain is 16 km. If G is equal to 10 meter per second, the muzzle velocity of the shell must be. They are asking the velocity. They are given range, that is range is equal to 16 km. G, acceleration due to gravity, is 10 meter per second squared. They are asking U. What is U? This also you can straight away you can do it. How? The maximum range of a gun. So in order to for maximum range, theta is equal to 45°. So R is equal to U squared sine 2 theta by G. This becomes 1. So R is equal to U squared by G. G is nothing but 10. Okay. This is nothing but 16 km is equal to U squared, you don't know, by 10. Okay. See, very good, very good. Everybody is telling the right answer. Very good. 400 is the right answer, because kilometer, when it when it is converted into meters, it is 16,000 meters is equal to U squared by 10. Take this here. So 1,60,000 is equal to U squared. So when you do that, U squared is equal to root of 1,60,000. U is equal to 400 meter per second inverse. C is the right answer. Very good. Padma, Krishnan, George, Dhanlakshmi and Ganesan, everybody has said the right answer. Okay. This you know. This will be the right answer, right? This you will know. Okay. So with this, the projectile motion is finished. Projectile motion is finished with respect to NCERT questions, and NEET and JEE is also finished. Okay. The next one we have to do is uniform circular motion. So the other two topics is uniform circular motion. Another one is relative velocity. Okay, relative velocity. So these two things are there. We'll complete it in the next class. Okay. So thank you, students. Thank you. So we'll meet in the next class. Okay. So with this, projectile motion is finished. So the uniform circular motion and the relative velocity will soon be completed, and with that, kinematics will be over. Okay. We'll move on to the laws of motion chapter. Okay. Thank you, George, Padma, Krishnan and Dhanlakshmi. Thank you. Ganesan, Kannappa, Kanishka, thank you. So we'll meet in the next class. Okay. So we'll meet in the next class. Thank you, Padma, Krishnan. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you, Indumadi.